And welcome back to the Oxbridge Formula. Today we're here with Emma, who studies at Magdalene College in Cambridge. So hi Emma, would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hi, so I'm Emma. I'm first year linguistics at Magdalene.
Why did you pick Magdalene?
So I picked Magdalene because I'd heard the director of studies for my subject was really good there. But she works at a few colleges actually. So the reason I chose Magdalene out of those colleges was because it's quite small, quite friendly, quite traditional as well, and has like a really good May ball and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was doing some research about Magdalene earlier on, and I was looking at like past students' opinions and things, and they were saying that the ball is expensive, but it's really, really good. Have you had any experience with a May ball?
No, I haven't sadly, being a first year
Of
and
course, yeah.
yeah. We've heard legends from college parents and stuff like that. So we're the only compulsory white tie May ball in Cambridge, I'm pretty sure. Some of them are optional white tie, but we're compulsory.
Wow.
It's like really expensive, but there are like so many rules and it's just a great night out.
Amazing. What sort of stories have you heard about it? Is there anything in particular that like impressed you?
So I think, you know, Mabel, who did Don't Call Me Up.
Oh yeah.
So she was singing at our May ball last year. Yeah.
Whoa.
Um, Also, yeah, I think it's just like a massive dress up sort of thing. But I think that's the best story that I've heard. And the food is meant to be really good at it as well.
That is always a perk, and it's great to have good food at a ball, like in my experience, because like there are so many cool drinks too, but like you don't want to get drunk and forget the night because it is like such an amazing experience. So you just eat loads of food too, drink loads, eat loads, perfect
Yeah,
combination.
perfect, absolutely
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, I mean, you've got to get your money's worth.
Exactly, yeah. How much is the maple for Cambridge for Magdalene
So
normally?
at the moment, I think it's something like 200 quid per ticket, which
Okay.
is, and you have to buy it in pairs as well because it's that traditional. But our JCR president basically pledged in his speech that he'd try to reduce the price of May ball tickets, and I think that's a really big conversation in college that's going on at the moment. So they're trying to reduce the price of it. So don't like that's not the fixed price, but hopefully it'll be cheaper. But yeah, at the moment it is kind of expensive.
Well, yeah, that's nice that they're like discussing trying to reduce prices. And I think that kind of like leads nicely onto like talking about like equality and diversity within college and like making sure everyone's included no matter of your background or your wealth and things. So what sort of provisions do you have in place in college to encourage like equality and diversity?
So I mean, we have like the JCR positions. Like I'm the women's political officer in college. We also have like BME officers, access officers, sort of thing. Um, yeah, I think college is very much tries to keep aware of equalities and stuff, inequalities and things. So I think there's a massive debate about the rent bans and things. I think people are getting quite upset that they might be raising the rent because to like raise funds because of the pandemic. So
Of course, yeah.
just trying to make sure that at least the people that would really affect aren't affected by that. So I think yeah, college is very much trying to keep an open mind about everything and try to make everyone feel as safe and comfortable and equal as possible.
That's really, really nice. And what sort of initiatives does the JCR run, like as a student body, like for example, the BAME students or for like access students and things? Is there anything that you know of?
So we have socials and stuff. So for the BAME students, I think they've done like collabs with other colleges and stuff where they've had like formals and drinks together, which is really nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that's quite cute. And also they do kind of green and charities events. So we have like plant sales and stuff. Welfare is amazing. They buy us all donuts every few weeks, and we all sit in the bar and eat donuts. They make us week 5 packs, so we all get them
oh,
in holes and we get to eat them. So that's really cute. So I think yeah, JCR definitely tries to make events for people.
that's really, really nice. And I think like I know a little bit about Magdalene because I went on a residential there when I was in year 12. And that's where I met Alex actually. And so
Oh,
yeah, it's crazy that we've like stayed friends, but I think, yeah. So I think Magdalene does a lot for my area. So I'm from North Wales, and I think they do a lot of access in the area. And it was actually like in year 10, it was a Magdalene access event that actually like planted the seed in my head that I could actually go to Oxford and Cambridge, and like without that I probably would never have considered it. So I will always be eternally grateful to Magdalene. So like anyone at Magdalene, I'm like, oh, amazing college, like I'm so happy for you guys, because I just have a soft spot for Magdalene Cambridge for sure. Yeah, it's such a nice college, and I think the great thing about it is that it's on the river, isn't it?
Yeah, so so we've got the longest riverfront out of all of the colleges. We have like college owned punts and stuff like that, so you can just rent a punt. But so where I lived in first year was across the bridge. So college is on one side, I was on the other side, which meant everyone loved talking about kind of you go to the library and then late at night you come back and you got to walk over the river, and especially at Christmas when there are just lights everywhere and people punting and stuff, it was really, really nice. And sometimes just like sit by the river and have a think or something. We've got the board, or I love that we're up by the river. It's really, really nice.
That's so nice, and just being able to sit by the river, because I remember when I went to Cambridge and I went on a punt, and it was so nice to just see students sat like on the river banks just chatting or working, and it must just be like a really nice environment to be in. And you know, so college have their own punts, so is that free for students to rent?
Oh, honestly not tried because
Okay.
not had a summer term.
Of course, sorry. Keep rubbing it in.
I'm pretty sure it's just you just put your name down and reserve one and then you get to have it.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I was also talking to a girl from King's College about, because they're obviously on the river too, and she said they also have kayaks and they do a lot of kayaking as a college. Does
Oh.
Magdalene have kayaks,
No,
or is it
not
just
that I
punt?
know.
Okay.
We might do.
But yeah, so you spoke about like punting, which is like a really fun hobby to do like in college and things. So what other societies does Magdalene have?
So, so rowing. I do not row, but I think rowing in every college, as well as Magdalene, is everyone gets really enthusiastic. I think they run loads of events and stuff like that. I think that they're really inclusive with it as well. And there's never like pressure to drink. Like I know rowers in college who don't drink and they still go to all the events, like even though some people might drink at the events, and that's fine. There's never I do femsoc, so occasionally, like I think in Easter term I did some like discussion groups and stuff online, and we like did a charity event on International Women's Day to raise money for period poverty, so obviously I know a bit about that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and we have just sports societies. Our netball's meant to be really fun, so that's kind of like mixed, boys and girls, and they're all meant to like eat sweets and like put stickers on their face and just basically have a laugh. That's meant to be really, really fun. I think loads of sports societies, especially, and I think there's meant to be some sort of like arty society as well that I think the third years were running this year, called the Flea Pip. I think they just do like displays and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you had to be in a society at college that you're not already part of, what would it be?
Ooh, that's the question. Well, in theory, I'd love to be a rower.
I think that's really nice, and I think that people come to Oxford and Cambridge thinking that rowing is just going to be full of like private school people and like not a nice group, like really high pressure to drink and things. So it's really nice that that isn't the case at Magdalene, and that like it is like a really nice inclusive environment. I think that's be encouraging for people to see when they come to Oxford and Cambridge, because it can be really scary. So yeah, that's really nice. That's really good. So can you talk to me a little bit about like the accommodation arrangements in college?
I lived above Prezzo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. I remember. So I went to Magdalene before coming, and I remember going to Magdalene and then standing outside the Prezzo and not realizing that's where I'd live in the future.
Yeah.
So we live above Prezzo. There were like 21 of us in my staircase, but it was really good because it was all freshers. and we had ovens. We had 3 kitchens and they all had ovens, so there's always someone like cooking pizza. You'd like open the door and you'd smell pizza, or like brownies, or someone was always cooking something.
Wow.
And like other people, but it was really good because you get like other people from different staircases, because we're the only ones with ovens, so all the other freshers would like come in and it would be like a hub, and you get like loads of people like mixing there and stuff. So that was really nice. You got to like know everyone through that. I felt quite lucky.
Oh.
It was shared bathrooms though, which I didn't mind, but I know some people mind.
Is that
My
for all
room,
freshers accommodation? Like, is it all shared freshers?
no, I don't. No, it's not. So freshers, so we get to fill out a preference form before we go to college.
That's
So
good.
yeah, that's good. So like you say what room band you want. They like give you examples, and you can go, right, I want to live here or whatever. And then they give you a room. But it means that some people put in like wanted, if you want a shared bathroom and you put it on your form, then you'll probably, sorry, if you want your own bathroom and you put it on the form, then you probably will get your own bathroom. So you do get a lot of say when you're a fresher. In second and third year though, we do the room ballot. So all of your names go in, and then they put you in but you ballot as a group. So I was in a group of 5 people. And then so then they like pull you out in a certain order, but you're still like within your group, and then you pick your room based on that. And then the next year they reverse the ballot, so you're still with your friends. It's just if you got to pick a really good room in second year, then you have to pick a less good room in third year, sort of thing. But if you get a really, really bad room in second year, you get a really good room in third year. Because I know some people who are going to have terrible rooms this year, but they're like, it's completely worth it because we're going to like because I think some rooms have like baths and balconies and stuff. So some people like, hopefully it's going to be worth it, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, no way. Because I read actually when I was reading up about modelling that there is like a really wide range of accommodation in modelling, and that is like something that sticks out. And some people have said that some of it is like not the best at all, and then other is really, really nice. And I just don't know. I was just wondering your opinion on that.
I don't know that many people who have really, really bad opinions on their accommodation. I think I know that there's one bit of college which is called Thompson's Lane. I think
Yeah.
some people honestly have a little bit of a problem with. I think there's stuff like dodgy showers and stuff going on. I think that there's like it's not perfect in a completely honest way, but the vast majority of people are really happy with where they're staying.
That's really, really nice. That's good to know. And I think what struck me when I like visited Magdalene was that there's that section of college. I don't know if it's out of the college grounds, but there's a section of college where there's a square almost of loads of different buildings. Like some are like old stone, some are like really modern concrete, some are like brick.
The village.
Yeah, the village.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we have so basically we have first court and second court. They're on like one bit. And there are like 4 rooms you can get in first court. That's like it. And then across the road you have the village. So we have like really, really old buildings. So we have like Benson, like A to E or whatever. That's like traditional, but that's really, really nice. Like, I've got friends who live there and they love it. And then you have like slightly newer stuff. Some stuff is like built like houses and things, which is quite nice. Then we have Benson O, which is like really, really modern. So if you're like top of the room ballot, you get Benson O sort of thing. I think I know people who live in like really, really old bits, and they're like, as long as you wear a couple of jumpers, it's fine.
Yeah, it's nice to get to experience a range of accommodation too. I think that's like part of the Oxford experience. And I remember when I came for the residential that I stayed, I don't know if I can remember what it's called, like Crips.
Oh yeah, Crips.
And it was so nice, so
Crips,
nice.
I stayed there for my interview. Crips is really nice. Yeah.
Do students get to stay there, or is it more postgrads?
No, students do. So I had friends living there in first year.
First year accommodation there?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's so good.
Like if you put that in your preferences, I would not recommend doing that actually, because I think there was something like only 10 freshers were in Crips in first year, and they said it's actually like, you think it's going to be great because it's all like en suites and like beautiful kitchens and beautiful rooms, but everyone else who lives there is like second and third years or like postgrads, so they found it like quite hard to make friends actually within where they lived. So they would like always have to go to like the village or to where I live, which is Basing.
And yeah, you talked about the rooms being banded. So like, what are the bands and what sort of distinguishes the bands?
So we have, I think A is like the full work. So that will be things, I think we only have 2 rooms that are A in college.
Oh wow.
So they're like, you know, bath, balcony, Crystal Palace sort of thing. Maybe not a Crystal Palace, but something along those lines. And then B rooms will probably be like really nice kitchen, ensuite, quite spacious sort of thing. I had a few friends living in C rooms, so you might not get like an ensuite, but you'll get a really big room. You'll get like a double bed. Like if you want a double bed, it's so easy to get a double bed.
Oh.
Yeah, and like loads of space sort of thing. I lived in an E room, so my room was actually really small. So it was like I had pretty much every single room has a sink. I think a couple don't, but pretty much every single room does. So I had like my bed and a sink next to it and a desk. And there wasn't like much space, but I got to have a kitchen with an oven, and I think living with freshers and stuff made it worth it. I think the atmosphere made it worth it, even if my room wasn't that big. And you do have some rooms which are like I and J, which are like quite small sort of thing. But most people don't have to live in those. I think they're like I remember with the room ballot, there'd be like 20 rooms that were left over in the room ballot because they were all like horrible rooms. But like by and large, like we don't have enough people in college that you'll have to live in those sort of thing.
I think that people are just being extra harsh on this website that I looked at, but they said that the bar is kind of dead in Magdalene. I don't know how you see that.
So this year they remodeled the bar.
Okay,
So
yeah.
they like painted it a different color and stuff. They like rearranged the furniture and it looks really nice. We have like a Wii and things. I think so before formals and stuff it gets really busy. So yeah, loads of people will come, will like go to the bar before formals, and it's like really social. I think other people play darts and things like that, but it's not like, to be honest, it's not incredibly busy. They do really good cheap drinks and stuff. I think if it's good to have when you need it, except weirdly every time like anyone wants to go to the bar it gets really full, and every time you don't want to go it's really empty. I think once there was some alumni who put like $1,000 behind the bar.
Like, how much are pints like in the bar?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've bought a pint in college. I don't think that much.
What do you normally order in the bar?
I go a bit fancy. I tend to have like a Blue Lagoon or something, which is, I think that's quite cheap. I think that's like 2 or 3 quid.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, like there's some deal on shots which is really good, but I don't want to get it wrong. I think that's like something like 5 shots for 10 quid or something like that.
Wow, that's also really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a great option if you don't want to drink out in Cambridge, like pubs and things, because they will be very expensive, like £5 a pint or.
Although, like a really big reason why our bar is dead is because, so like as you go into the village, like right next to the village is a pub called the Pickerel, but we call it the Pick, and that has like everyone in college goes there like all the time, and that's got like loads of, I don't know, I've only been there a couple of times, but like cheapish drinks, really nice atmosphere, and also they've got like pictures of like Magdalene sports teams and stuff, like really, really old pictures from like the 1950s and things up on the wall. Like if you go there, everyone there is from Magdalene. Like it's like the Magdalene pub. So yeah, even though even though our bar is dead, like everyone goes there. It's a great atmosphere. They've got like a really nice garden. It's not too loud because it's like just outside of the main bit of town. The pick is really, really nice.
Well, that's really, really cool. So it's not necessarily that the bar said like and nobody like hangs out or socializes. It's just that everyone's at the pick and living their best lives. Well, that's really interesting. That's really good to know. Because I think that is like, even if you don't drink, it's such like a nice environment to be in. Like everyone's really jolly and just like talking really loud over each other, and it's just I feel like it's part of uni life and it's just fun. What's your like bop memory, like bop highlight memory? Does that make sense?
The Christmas one was really good. So I remember, I made like this dress out of wrapping paper because I think the theme was like the number 12 because the 12 days of Christmas. Except it wasn't, but everyone thought it was because I think they did the advertising a bit wrong. So there were like 12 of us and we were like, we all need to have matching outfits. So everyone just decided to like dress in red because we couldn't like coordinate ourselves. But I didn't have anything red, so I just wrapped myself in like red wrapping paper. But then everyone else, like it wasn't just my idea. Like loads of people like wrapped in wrapping paper. So everyone was dancing in like these wrapping paper trousers and dresses, and all the like wrapping paper was falling off through the night as everyone was dancing. So you just like look around and like there was just, I mean, it sounds really bad because it sounds like littering, but I promise we did clear it all out.
What's your library like?
We are getting a new library.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it was meant to be open in September, but obviously I think it's gonna be open in January now.
Okay.
But our old library, so it's really, really beautiful. So it has like hanging baskets and stuff outside it. Like if you want to take a photo, you take it outside the library, sort of thing. But so we have like cloisters and stuff. So it's quite like there's like loads of effort in college to make sure it's quiet and things. We have like loads of books. I don't think like there are colleges with more books, I will be honest.
Okay.
But you can like order things in if you want to. And we have like study rooms and stuff, so you can just like go and like if you're working in a group you can just go in one of those with your friends, and that's fine. But yeah, you have like just like random desks everywhere. In our new library though, it's meant to be quite different, not that different but quite different. The new one's meant to be like open and airy and like loads more space and stuff like that. I mean, there's like pictures on the website and stuff, but it's gonna like fit in with the college aesthetic but still be like really like modern and cool. So we're all really, really excited for that.
Yeah, is that going to be in addition to the old library, or is everything going to be transferred to the new one?
So I think everything's going to be transferred to the new one, apart from, so we had like Samuel Pepys went to our college. So the library we have now is called the Pepys Library, and that's it's got like loads of his old diary, I think his diaries and stuff in there. I'm not sure, I've not been up there. So that's all going to stay, but as regards to like the bit where our library is now, so I think people are going to try, I think there's been discussions about changing it into the new JCR.
Oh wow.
We like I think maybe a cafe, probably not a cafe, but people want to make it into a social space and just like get extra social space in college with this kind of blank space that we've generated. So I think like our bar and battery sort of JCR member, I think you might be annoyed if I say this, I think it's gonna try and get it to be sorted to be some sort of social space. But
yeah, that's really, really nice. And so do you have a JCR at the moment, or?
We do.
Okay. What's that like?
So we do have a JCR. It's got like sofas and stuff. We've got Sky TV subscription, which is cool. Fun. But I think like you'll have people watching like football and stuff in there. Like if you walk past it, there's always someone like watching football, or like Futurama randomly. It's like it's not a massively big social space. I think mainly because like people go to the pick, or like I know, like as I say, because my staircase was like all freshers and we had like loads of space, we'd get all like freshers socializing there. So I mean, yeah, or like in the canteen you'll socialize. So the JCR's not like a massively social space, but everyone's really aware of it, and everyone's I mean the JCR especially is trying to make it a space that people want to go to, because like it's like a really good idea that everyone's interacting and feeling like they're part of college. So I think because it's kind of like small and a bit dark, people want to like change it up basically to make it better.
Yeah, it's nice that they're like thinking about changing it up, but it's also nice that you do have a range of social spaces like in and out of college that lots of modern people hang out. So it's not like people aren't like
Yeah,
hanging out together, but it's just like JCRs use less common money. It's the same in my college actually, is that like we just don't really use the JCR that often. And it's like a fine room and people do use it, but it's not like their main social hub at the college. So yeah, I think
yeah.
that's like quite normal.
But
Yeah.
I don't think I know any colleges where the JCR is commonly used though.
Yeah, I think that's actually quite true. I think people do prefer to just go to the bar if it's like, because normally people will chill out in the evenings, and I suppose like the bar is more of the place to be. What is food like in Magdalene?
So yeah, so we get like 3 meals a day if you want it, I'm pretty sure. And we have, right, our brunch is really good. So we have like, oh my gosh, we have so many hash browns.
That is a dream.
I know. So I've been to brunch at different colleges. They do not give as many hash browns as we do. So if you ask for hash browns, they literally, it's like a plate full. I think I once got like 12. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
12 hash browns. It was amazing. We have like meal deals and stuff. So it's something like 5 items for £2.40 or something like that, which is quite decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, brunch is really good. We have like a range of stuff and like, oh my gosh, yeah. And then for dinner and stuff, we have, yeah, so we have, I think we've got really, really nice food. Like we have a menu, so I think um it's like a 2-week cycle of the meals that we're going to have. But I know there's always a vegetarian option. I think they're trying I think they're trying to change it to make sure it's vegan. They're like, there's always a vegan option, so
That's
there's
good.
like vegan to like make sure everyone can like eat if they want to. And yeah, we have, no, I think we have really good food. It's always like a range of stuff. Our formal hall food, I think it's really, really nice. Like our formal halls are generally like amazing. Like it's a great atmosphere, and yeah, I think our food in college is pretty decent. Like I went to Pembroke, which is like meant to be the college for food. I had a brunch there and did not stand up.
There you go. Magdalene's the one. Magdalene's the one for brunch. I think it's like quite well priced as well. £2.40 for a brunch is like really, really good. And how much did you say it was for dinner? Around £5?
No, way less than that. It's
Oh
like
wow.
£3.
Wow, that's really cheap. That's really,
Yeah,
really good.
formal hall is like £7. Like
That's really
£7.
cheap too.
But yeah, so yeah, day to day is like £3 or like
That's so
£3.50
good.
most.
And like, what would you get for £3? Like, if I came to Magdalene for dinner, what could I have for £3?
So you could get like probably carbs, like meat or like meat equivalent, and like one portion of vegetables you could probably get for £3.
What's your favourite meal? Like day-to-day meal that they do?
What's weird is I can kind of, it's like, oh, I like their burgers. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh.
chips and burgers. I think, but generally because I'm quite easy to please. Oh my gosh, gonna have to think. I oh There's something with red cabbage that I like, which sounds like it wouldn't be that nice, but it is. Oh, right. No, so we have like these wraps, and they're like beetroot wraps, and you have like falafel and stuff, and like
Oh.
salady stuff. And I think that was like, I always gave loads of mayonnaise. I shouldn't, but if you have that with loads and loads of mayonnaise and like ruin everything that's healthy about it, it's so nice.
That sounds so, so good. And what's the best formal hall meal you've had?
Ooh, that's a good question. So
Is it 3 courses?
it is 3
Okay.
courses. Yeah, so you'll have like obviously like bread and stuff, but then like, yeah, starter, main, dinner, um, and like coffee afterwards or whatever. So I think I once had like, it's like Italian food for some
Oh.
reason. I'm not sure why. We had like lasagna, which sounds like really rogue. But that was really nice. It was like my friend's birthday or something, and I had lasagna at formal hall. But that was really nice. And like olives and stuff. Um, yeah, and I think my matriculation dinner was also really nice. I think our formal halls are generally really, really amazing. So it's candlelit, and I think every time I say to someone who goes to a different college, oh, our formal halls are candlelit, what they think that means is like, oh, we have a couple of candles, but the lights are on. No, the only thing that lights up our formal halls is candles. I'm pretty sure we're the only college that
Wow.
does this. I mean, that might be wrong, but I don't know any other college that does it. It's because we used to be a really, really poor college, so we couldn't afford electricity. So they're keeping up the tradition. So I mean, they do have lights that they put on at the start and the end, but the rest
Mm.
of it, all just candles. And everything just looks so beautiful. Um,
Is it,
so
how often are they, the formal halls?
every night,
Oh wow, okay. So do you just book onto them
yeah,
like online?
you book online. But yeah, every single night you can go to
Wow.
formal if you want to.
Yeah.
Um,
How often do you tend to go?
so I went about 4 times last term to my own college's one. And
Okay.
you go to other colleges and stuff, but yeah, I went to my one about 4 times.
If you so if you've been to other colleges for formal, which is your like second favourite place to go for formal?
Ooh, that's a question. So Claire was quite good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was it wasn't candlelit, but it was like, it's really like aesthetically beautiful. I think the food wasn't a very accurate representation because I went there with Welsh Society. Um, every single meal involved bread and cheese, because they had like what was it, like Welsh rarebit and then cowl with bread and cheese. And then we had like Monmouthshire pudding, which is like quite bread and dairy, like like wheat and dairy. But no, it's really, really pretty formal hall. Where else have I been? So I think Jesus is quite pretty formal hall. They're like, the different colleges have different rules. So some colleges like really, really laxed with the rules. So I think Jesus was good for that, because you could just basically go on your phone throughout the entire meal and it was fine. But in our college, it's like you're not allowed on your phone, but that's actually can be quite nice. And oh, John's formal hall is really good. Um, that's like massive and really, really pretty.
You can imagine
Not
that being good.
Sorry?
You can imagine John's being like a good
Oh
formal.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think John's, as a general rule, just tends to be a little bit like us but bigger. So yeah, John's is like really, really big, really, really beautiful, but not candlelit. So we're keeping tradition. So
Yours is like extra special, I think.
exactly. And it's quite nice that it's quite small, because you do really feel quite special when you're in it.
And do you have like obviously like candlelit formals and things, but do you have any other college traditions at Magdalene?
We had a drinking society that was a bit infamous, but that apparently doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Well, we had like we this year we had the ex-Archbishop of Canterbury, which was like as our master, which is like
I remember hearing about that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I got to sit next to him at my matriculation, and I will not shut up about it. So sit opposite him. He'd like invite all the freshers over to his house at like different times. So it'd be like we'd go in like groups of about 20, and we'd all like eat food at his house and get to meet him. That was really cute.
That's
Um,
so nice of him as well. That's like so nice and welcoming. It's
he's the loveliest man in the world. Like everybody.
oh.
But sadly he left this year.
Oh
Um,
no.
I know, which we're all a bit sad about.
Yeah, so I guess if you didn't apply to Magdalene, where would you have applied?
That's a whole question. So I think so. I have a few friends who go to Jesus. So I think that college is really nice. Like it's, I didn't want to apply to it because it's really sporty, and I'm not very sporty. But it's like really artsy and stuff. Got like massive grounds, not as traditional as us. It's not got as like many weird quirks. But yeah, that's like really friendly, like really open, like great people, whatever. Christ's is really nice. So Christ is about the same size as us. They've also got quite not as good a Mayball, but they've still got quite a good Mayball. Their I think their bar's quite nice. They've got a really pretty library and stuff, and they're quite small, but it's like quite a close atmosphere. Yeah, I think yeah. So Christ is good. But Christ has got like really high academic pressure as well, which we
Okay.
don't have as much of. So we're like, obviously there's a bit of pressure, but there's not that much. And I think that was quite important to me, that I wasn't in like a really, really high pressure environment.
That's really, really good to know. And I think it's really important not to have like loads of academic pressure. And you said that Christ is the sporty college. What would you say Magdalene's like thing is?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. The first thing that came to my head was that we were the last college to admit women, but that's not really a thing. That's just a fact. I think mainly the drinking societies, which is quite bad. I'm not part of a drinking society. Maybe this, yeah. But I think that had a little bit of a reputation, but which sounds like there's genuinely no pressure. Like I know people who've been asked to join them, they've gone like no, and it's always been fine. It's quite bad that my college's thing is drinking.
But like as long as it's not like forced into it, then that's
Nobody's ever forced into it. Like I don't want to join one, and I feel like there's like no pressure.
I feel like it's King's rep of like communism, but like not everyone there's a communist, like so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I
this is
know people who go to King's that aren't communists.
yeah, it's just quirky reps, like yeah, from back in the day, or maybe drinking society, maybe not back in the day, but like yeah. But that's interesting. And I guess the last question is, which college would you say is most different from Magdalene, and why?
So, that's so I thought probably somewhere like Churchill is quite different. So Churchill is really, really modern. It was like 1960 sort of thing. Not very traditional, very like relaxed. Doesn't really like do formal halls properly, like we do them properly. And they don't even wear gowns. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I think Churchill is really different. Also stuff like I don't know, it's we're quite an average sort of a college, so it's like it's hard to find a polar opposite. Homerton's different to everyone.
How come? What's Homerton like?
So Homerton is really far away, and I think it's like it was built years ago, but became a college in 2010.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like really, really new.
Yeah.
And they're like, although I think they have quite mad bops. like us, but I think theirs got banned as well. So actually, we were quite similar. I don't.
I'm so interested on the box as well. That's like, college is just like put their foot down, like, no, you will not be stupid anymore. Oh, bless. But like, yeah, I mean, modeling sounds like such a fun college to be in, and like, I feel like it sounds like everything you'd want from, well, personally, what everything I'd want from a college, in that like you get a lot of the tradition, and like it is very like Cambridge. You do get that, but also there's a lot of fun, and like you've got the pub that everyone goes to, really fun. The bop sounds so cool. So I think like it is like a perfect, well-rounded like Cambridge life. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
your opinion on that if you'd say so, but
I would definitely say so. I think if you just, yeah, I think it's a really good, just like Cambridge college.
yeah, and I think that's so nice for people who do want that, but also like you said, want to have fun too, have like a social life. So yeah, I mean, it's been so nice talking to you about modelling, and like, I mean, I did already have a soft spot for it in my heart anyway, but now it just sounds so cool. Like it sounds so cool, and I think I would definitely apply to modelling then if I'd have gone to Cambridge. So yeah, so it's been so nice talking to you. Yeah, and I've learned so much, and it's been really interesting. So thank you so much. Thank you for talking to me today. Bye.
Bye.